time monster is The Master is Back. Assuming the alias of Professor Thascalus at the Newton Research Unit at Cambridge University, he harbors his latest deadly plot to seize control of time itself. Can the Doctor and Jo thwart his terrible plan? What secrets does the mysterious trident-shaped crystal hold? Why is the ancient city of Atlantis central to the Master's plan? And what mythical terror lies at the heart of the maze? With time literally against them, the odds might just be too great for the time travelers. As is the tradition with Doctor Who, a lot of the science is based on scientific fact. However, some things in this serial are just not scientifically possible. But the way it is mixed within the plausible make you just believe it blindly. I would go into more detail about what is possible and what is not, but if I start going into this, I'll be here all day. And I have a limited time for a video, and you are all intelligent viewers, so I can just tell you, you can just tell from fact from fiction. As I learned after showing my brother some of the events in the serial, it will turn your brain into spaghetti. At first it just starts out, as usual, blowing your mind when the Doctor says he will put his TARDIS inside the Master's TARDIS so that wherever the Master goes, he will go with him instead of following him. But then, when the Doctor attempts to do just that, the Master's TARDIS materializes inside the Doctor's. However, when the Doctor leaves his own TARDIS, he ends out his own doors, he ends up in the Master's TARDIS. And when leaving the Master's TARDIS via the Master's doors, he ends up back in his own. The Doctor explains that it is due to the fact that both TARDISes are inside each other. And when my brother saw this, my brother said his brain became spaghetti. Then because it was hard to comprehend for him. In fact, it was hard to comprehend for everybody. It is a neat idea to have a TARDIS within a TARDIS. In fact, I call it TARDISception. Since they deal with Kronos, the god of time, they play with time itself. When Kronos appears, time slows down and resumes normally when it leaves. The Master creates a machine that controls time and can stop, slow, reverse, or forward time, or even bring historical figures to our time temporarily. It's a little silly, yes, but it makes for a little bit of good entertainment. From what I can remember, this is the second time the Doctor visits Atlantis, but the serial gives a third different explanation as to the sinking of Atlantis. The other two explanations were in the Underwater Menace and the Demons. The reasons do not really mesh well together to some fans, while others suggest they do. In the Underwater Menace, I believe it just sank. The Demons, the being Azal, cites the destruction of Atlantis as a warning of a failed experiment. In this serial, it is due to the release of Kronos upon Atlantis. Now, if we actually put all three of these together, we can assume Azal gave the crystal that houses Kronos to the Atlanteans, and then when the Master comes to Atlantis from the future and releases Kronos, thus destroys Atlantis, and sinks. Then, in the Underwater Menace, when the second Doctor arrives in the remains of Atlantis, it is underwater and stops Professor Zaroff from destroying the world in order to raise Atlantis from the ocean. So, if we look at it like that, all three work well together. However, the explanation on their own make one think it is just a continuity error. Kronos itself is very interesting. We first see it as a dove-like creature and is very exotic looking, even though it is just a guy in a suit on wires. It looks good. And Kronos is all white and has this bright, and it's most likely xenon light shown on it, giving it this purity aura. We later see a humanoid form of Kronos as a woman. We only see her face, but that too looks exotic, and she has this Egyptian look with the makeup and has the voice of a queen, but doesn't act or deliver her lines like a dictating queen or a god, but is sympathetic and kind. Something you would not expect. Atlantis itself also looks Egyptian. Both clothing and buildings are based off that design. It is quite different from what one would expect Atlantis would look like with aquatic designs. I like this Egyptian look. It makes Atlantis look older, the people are easily identifiable, and their class from the way their clothes look. and you get a sense of the history with the calligraphy. There is this beautiful moment when the Doctor tells Joe about this guru he met on Gallifrey as a young boy, and the Doctor understanding Zen. It is a beautiful moment and is perfectly delivered by John Pertwee. The story he tells is based on the Buddhist text of, if I'm pronouncing this right, Mumonakon, where I hope I pronounced that right. Masakayapa understands Zen. Again, it's hard. Moments like this add new dimension to Doctor Who and makes you understand why the Doctor is the way he is, and gives not only his companions but the viewer hope in dark situations. When the Doctor tells Jo this story, they are imprisoned in Atlantis and things are not looking too well for them. He tells her the story and she does feel better. And to tell you the truth, so did I. It was very nice. In the end, this serial has a good story, ideas, humorous moments, design, and is quite entertaining. To me, it just only got a little silly at times. I give this serial 3 stars out of 5. And I'll see you on the next review. Catch you then.